Pete Thompson, right here on 97.3 ESPN and the ESPN mobile app. Hey, it's a Sunday morning. It's an Eagles Sunday, and we're at a 3-point stand. What's up, PT?
Billy, how you doing? I'm over here messing with our webcam for the people that are on the StreamYard, and right before I hit the go button, okay, time for Billy to talk, the thing went all crooked and askew, and that drives me crazy.
Well, now you're front and center, PT.
I'm here, baby.
How's it going, man?
Not bad. Had a good week.
We saw each other on Monday.
Where were we again on Monday?
We were at the Flyers game.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The Flyers game. And they won. It was one of my most favorite games I've been to in maybe a decade. Is that unfair to say in maybe a decade?
No.
It had everything. I mean, somebody left early. I don't want to point any fingers, but somebody left early. And don't be using your daughter.
I had the doopy-doo. She had to be at school. She gets up at 6:30.
I don't care. Well, you're teaching your daughter a bad lesson.
What's the bad lesson?
The lesson is if you're going to commit to going to a sporting event, you stay to the end.
She's 6 years old.
Don't care. Then don't take her till she's 8.
What do you mean? I bought her a Drew jersey?
Yeah, there was $100 or more.
70.
Thank God she's only 6. If she was 16,
she loved the game. And guess what?
She should have loved the game.
That game was a very entertaining game.
Look, I thought you took her to the perfect game to maybe stoke the fire, right?
Yeah, she was
because it had everything. It had goals. It had scoring. It had skating. It had fighting. I love the fighting.
So does the crowd.
Yeah. It had a crowd.
Look, and how about who was it? Sealer who played to the crowd a little bit on
that was awesome.
Monday night against the Kraken.
That was awesome.
Now last night we went to a haunted hayride in Collingswood, New Jersey.
All right.
In Knights Park.
Okay, sounds like fun. This is something a father and daughter should do.
Right now, she got dressed up in her Halloween. She was a fear leader. Not a cheerleader,
all right,
but a fear leader.
So the cheerleader outfit, but then ghoul makeup or something like that.
So we go
now.
there.
I know you didn't do that.
No, but I had a goalie mask, one of those goalie masks that,
the old Jason one.
Yeah, yes, the Jason goalie
right. But mask. You kept lifting it up to drink your beverage.
Exactly. Which, by
the way, it was just water.
So while I'm standing in line, my brother calls. He says, "Are you watching these games?" Because
when you do your brother, because it sounds like you. But go ahead.
He goes, "Are you watching these games?" And I go, "Oh man, I'm at the haunted hayride thing over here." Oh, you're an idiot. So I get on my my mobile app. And I get to download the NBC app.
Right, very good.
Guess what? I got to watch the Flyers games. I stood in line for 2.5 hours.
I believe it's called the My Teams app. Is that the one?
Let's see.
I love that you don't even know the name of the thing. So what'd you think of last night's game? Because I was invested. I watched I don't mind talking hockey first. It's
NBC Sports
Sunday.
App. It's the NBC Sports app.
All right. Well, but it probably passes through to what they call the My Teams app.
Right.
That's the.
So I got to watch the second and third period.
All right.
When I tuned in, it was 1-1.
Yeah.
And then I was going back between that and the Notre Dame game.
Okay.
Now, when I got home from the show yesterday, I had put money on the Pittsburgh Panthers to beat the what do you live at?
That you keep trying to say Penguins, then you're trying to say Steelers.
Panthers,
like your brain can't even process who Pittsburgh is.
And I teased it with the unders in the Purdue game, Wisconsin. So I won pretty. I won a nice chunk of change.
I'm really happy for you.
But then I passed out. Next thing I know, it's like 6 o'clock, and she's going, "We gotta go." So I was like oblivious. I go, and then I'm missing all these good games.
Right. Okay. So this is your story. Your story is that during the afternoon, you started to imbibe a little and watch some college football.
That's
and
right.
I like that you said passed out. You're fully honest there. You did not fall asleep. You passed out.
I laid on the bed.
And then you got shook awake to go do your daddy duties.
Yes.
And go. But rather than maybe, a normal person would say, boy, I probably should switch to Gatorade or, rehydrate a little.
Yeah,
you rehydrated with more toxins.
Yeah, not a good idea. Pete, you and I are both working 7 days a week now.
We basically are, yes. I had college to learn how to become a better teacher yesterday.
So
I learned a lot.
What do you think about sleep? Some people say sleep's overrated. I have to have my sleep.
I'll tell you what. I not only do I have it, I have a CPAP machine that I swear by, and I listen to my poor girlfriend snore away and fitfully sleep, and I sit there and think to myself, no wonder she's always tired. She's not getting the full like quality sleep. And I got to tell you, Billy, didn't you notice I was much more pleasant when you walked in today? I wasn't picking on you. I wasn't ripping on you. I mean, I got, and the machine now, it tells you everything. I got 7.25 hours of sleep.
Wow.
To quote the great Pat Croce, I feel great.
And then after the show yesterday, I go over to the Great Bay Country Club to visit with Radio Ron Ralston. Kevin Kelly was there.
Okay.
Your boy Scott Dunn, because you're going to be seeing him on Monday for the Pumpkin Open or whatever.
Monday would be tomorrow. And yes, it is now called the Jack R. Thomas Memorial Open in honor of Jack Thomas, the longtime owner of Charlie's. Plus, instead of just, let's just say what it is, a bunch of drunks playing golf on a Monday, it's benefits the Mainland Scholarship Foundation too. So it's a wonderful tournament that I'm going to be a part of tomorrow at Great Bay Country Club. And I'm not going to lie, Billy, I love the Thomas boys, Jeff and Jimmy and JR, all three of the Thomas boys. I'd do anything for them. And of course, their wives get special, there should be a medal for them. But I very much want to be a part of it each year. And I think I've stacked my team in a way that we could win. So,
well, I spoke with your boy Scott Dunn.
Yeah, what did he have to say?
And he says you're going to be shaking hands and kissing babies.
Well,
and
he's just confirming what
Radio Ron Ralston said you're going to be drinking a lot of that swing oil.
Well, yeah, you got to stay lubricated. I mean, that's for the Jack R. Thomas Memorial Open. When we play each other, which is coming up, by the way, when we play each other on, what is it, Mischief Night?
Next Saturday.
Saturday the 30th, yes, right? When
right.
we play each other at Great Bay Country Club, there will be no sacrament for the PT.
Okay.
Not until after the
Then Ryan Owen tells me that
all right, wait a second. Who's Ryan Owen?
Ryan Owen, who works in the pro shop.
Oh, okay, right. Right.
Ryan tells me that he sees you getting chauffeured to the Flyers game by no one other than your boy Steve Coates.
Well, I don't know if I would say
you were in the back seat like he was chauffeuring you.
Yeah, I was Miss Daisy and he was Hoke. Hoke, you my best friend. Nah, this is what happened. So Coatesy got a new car, right? Coatsy's a BMW man. He said lifelong BMWs, right? And not for nothing, but if we get tickets to the game, my girlfriend's son Michael and I, we often will say to him like, "Hey, would you mind if we ride up with you?" And he's always like, "Sure, yeah." Now you got to go earlier, right? I mean, because he has to be up there super early, but whatever. They've got Xfinity Live, or they got places you can go, and it always helps to get out afterwards. If you're riding with him, because I got to tell you, the man is like a hot knife through butter. I mean, he just finds a way to get back on that road and get over the bridge and pilot the ship home.
So what time did you get home on that?
Well, what do you think? Let's see. Game usually it was a little slower game. It usually, because of the fights and the penalties and the goals and stuff. A game is like 7 to 9:30. I'm going to give it an extra 15 minutes because all the accoutrements. So I'd say it was like 9:45. We were in the car exactly by like 10, and we were at an establishment on Tilton Road by 11, like less than an hour.
And then you had to be at school the next day?
Yeah, but we went easy, just one beverage to say hello to everybody inside that establishment.
So it's all set up next Saturday at the Great Bay Country Club. Come on down. We're going to be broadcasting live from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And then Radio Ron Ross is going to set us up. We're going to get
Now, are you a mudder? I mean, do you play in the mud?
I'll play in the mud. I'll play in any. I'm going to beat you in any condition.
Okay. I want to know if this is going to get in your head because look, the weather may not be like warm and balmy. I think it may be a lot like today. In fact,
I'd rather play in a little chill.
I don't care about the chill.
I don't want cold.
I don't want wet, dude.
Well, it's not going to rain. It's supposed to rain Friday, actually.
See?
Yeah.
So then by Saturday, I'm not jinxing it. I'm just being real. By Saturday, I want to know if you're going to be able, like when your ball, you think like you crushed your drive and it basically plugs. When you're backing up a ball with a driver, I want to know if that's going to get in your head because I want to know if I can just use that to sort of wedge in a little bit and twist the screws.
Well, we'll see.
Gee, Billy, you really hit the crap out of that one. And then you go up there and it's like a pop-up.
So we're all set. Great Bay Country Club next Saturday. Come on down. We're going to be giving out shirts. We got shirts to give away.
You didn't say the lineup.
The lineup, Tommy Green will be there. Brian Propp, Brad Quest, we had on yesterday here on the program, a 3-time Big Ten selection, all Big Ten selection linebacker from the University of Iowa. Played a year with the Eagles.
Oh, nice.
He'll be with us. And then, of course, Tom Jackson will be with us.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for Electrical. They're number one. Ding.
Who else? Radio Ron Ralston's
He
playing.
doesn't have a jingle, but we like it.
Mark Grimes. By the way, Grimes, he says he hits around 90.
Is that right?
Yeah, Mark Grimes says he hits around 90.
Yeah, I might do that by 9.
You got no shot at 90.
Didn't I ever tell you? Like,
you got no shot at 90.
There's 4 minutes till the break, but I gotta tell you the story. Didn't I ever tell you the Gearing Open story?
No.
When I was in Nebraska and I played a lot of golf, like I didn't have a lot of money, but I somehow found a way to play a lot of golf. I was a member of this club, the Gearing Country Club. Now, to call it a country club is generous, right? But we would play there, and it was a little 9-hole course. And once a year, they would hold the Gearing Open in the summertime, right? And then they'd have like a big beef and beer thing afterwards and whatnot. So anyhow, they, based off your handicap and your scores, they flighted the tournament, right? And I think I was in I wasn't championship, I wasn't A. I think I was in the B flight because I think I was shooting on a regular basis. My scores were high 80s, low 90s, maybe a 95 somewhere in there. You know what I mean? But like certainly never 3 digits, right? So I get out there on the first day, and all of a sudden, Billy, you got to make the putts. Like you got to hole them out. Like there's no gimmies. Like you got to hear the thing drop in the hole, right? So I was a little nervous about it, and I went out and shot, I think, a 97. And I was so mad at myself and so mad at how things went, just like Scott McKay was saying. I had a little bit of the swing oil or the lubrication, right? And I went at it pretty hard Saturday night. Well, guess what? It's a 2-day tournament. So the second day, I wake up on my buddy Rito's couch. I believe I probably was still legally inebriated, right? I'm shaking him awake because my tee time, I think my tee time was like 8:24 or something like that. And it's like 8:05. Now, he lived really close to the course, but I'm like, dude, you got to get me to the course. So like he drives me up there. Now, his wasn't until like 9:30, so he was fine, right? But he drives me up there. I remember very vividly, the course started on the par 3, and I teed off in my slides or my flip-flops, because I didn't have my shoes on yet. And the first hole, I'm trying to like pull my golf shoes on and get ready. And again, I told you I was still legally inebriated. Would you like to guess what score I shot the second day?
112.
124.
Good.
It's still the highest recorded score in the history of the Gearing Open because nobody else would ever be honest enough. They gave me a beer for being the most honest golfer and recording that score. Yeah.
And so Radio Ron said he's going to get you plenty of that swing oil.
Oh, he's going to lubricate me?
He's going to help me out.
I have discipline.
All right. So we're looking forward to that. Great lineup. Tommy Green will be there. Brian Prop, Brad Quest.
If I shoot higher than a 124, you're going to have to find a new producer / co-host. I'm just going to have to go higher.
Hey, listen, today is game day. So you know what that means? The locker room and Blitz's Market want to discount your Eagles game day meal. During the Eagles season on game day, get an Italian hoagie for just $5 when you mention the locker room. Get down there to Blitz's all season at 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey. Blitz's now has online ordering at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. That's Blitz's Market. They're home of the Dill Pickle Hoagie. It's really a big deal. Get down there, Dave and Joan. Get your game day meal. Mention the locker room, $5 Italian hoagie. Want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers, sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Hey, My Winter Watchdog. Have you heard of New Jersey's premier vacant home management service, My Winter Watchdog? You know those worrisome thoughts that creep into your mind every time you hear of a storm coming and the daunting task of driving down to the shore to check on the house, hours of time on the road. Let My Winter Watchdog be your eyes and ears with their 15-point inspection checklist. They offer a full menu of maintenance and improvement services. Owner Debbie McGonigal and her team of property caretakers are professional, licensed, bonded, and insured. So don't let the winter worry you. They'll give your house that lived-in look. That's My Winter Watchdog. Go to mywinterwatchdog.com or give them a call at 267-202-1869. That's 267-202-1869. Or send Debbie an email, Debbie at mywinterwatchdog.com. All right, when we return, we'll talk with Scott Grayson. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, 97.3 ESPN. Eagles game day. And, of course, every Sunday at this time, we go to our person, or our man in the know. Let's go to 97.3ESPN.com. Fox 29 News Sports Anchor, Scott Grayson. Let's go to the Barb's Harley Davidson Sports Hotline and welcome in Scott Grayson. What's up, Scotty?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
All right, we're a little slow out of the gate. Had a little.
Speak for yourself. I feel great. Billy might have had a little bit too much of the sacrament, but that's not important right now.
And it sounds like you're in a circus there, Scott.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we're doing okay. Everything's good here. Looking forward to an Eagles game tonight for sure.
Now, Scott, you know what? I thought about this because all of last year and the year before we do our segment, I just thought about it. Every year we always say the one theme that is continued throughout the last 3 years is we always come down to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. It seems like that's the tone, right? Over the last 3 years. So Nick Sirianni last Sunday, I think there was a Oktoberfest at Haddon Township. And I saw a couple people that said that they saw Nick Sirianni there, and people in the Oktoberfest were telling him to run the ball.
Well, at some point you got to believe he's going to get the message. The question is whether or not they'll actually do it. I mean, I'll tell you what, Billy. If they don't run the ball today, then there's clearly been some dedication to not running the ball intentionally, because if you self-scout through the first 6 weeks, you're going to see that you have not run the ball. You are not helping yourself by not running the ball. And don't tell me that running when you run, and 40% of the time it's Jalen Hurts running the ball. That's not running the ball. That is taking your quarterback and running him and hoping that he can carry your team through the game. Look, Jalen Hurts can't keep doing that. You have a guy like Miles Sanders and you have Kenny Gainwell, who I really think complement each other, and it would be really great to watch just once the two of them really kind of dominate some of the ground game here and let the passing game feed off of that. I really think it would open up so much with this passing attack. And there is some talent, out there with Quez Watkins and Devontae Smith. You got Dallas Goedert over the middle. I mean, you've got the ability to have a good passing game. I just don't understand why you can't have a little bit of both instead of always trying to just beat yourself into a wall with the passing game. If they don't do it this week, that tells me they really didn't self-scout.
And Scott, you look at the statistics from last week's game. It's kind of a eye-opening when you see the total plays. Tampa Bay, I know they have Tom Brady, the GOAT, and everything, but 73 plays to 47. Time of possession almost doubled, 40 to 20, basically. And 19 rushes, 10 of which came from Jalen Hurts. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And you talked about the time of possession. I mean, that's the other thing the running game will help you do is get a little more of that time of possession in your favor. And with that, you'll end up having, your defense getting a little bit of a rest. I mean, that's the other side of this thing is this defense is just having to spend a lot of time on the field. And we want to point fingers at them for sure. But look, if you want to play defender of the defense here, if we were in a trial, I would argue, well, my guys are out there so much. They're getting so run down. They're having to defend so many plays. Why can't you guys keep the ball a little bit so we can work a little bit on some adjustments in between possessions? That's part of it. There's those times in between plays. Those guys aren't just standing around all the time. They are looking to try as well to, make changes, read and look at the film of what they're seeing on those iPads in the game and make adjustments. And if they don't have a lot of time to make those adjustments, then you can only really do that at halftime, and that's not good enough.
So, Scott, the news comes down yesterday that Anthony Harris is downgraded to out for the game. I don't know if that has a huge impact or not, but they've elevated Elijah Riley, Richard Rodgers from the practice squad. Maybe Richard Rodgers steps into one of those roles. Dallas Goedert obviously ready for a bigger role now that Zach Ertz is wearing a weird color. Lane Johnson expected back. What are some of the storylines you're looking for in today's game?
Yeah, I mean, you got a team that's rested. I think you're going to see what the rest of the season is going to be dictated by what happens here today, in my opinion. I think we're going to find out whether or not this team is going to come out fighting. I mean, these are two winnable games over the next 2 weeks. There are also two games that I wouldn't be surprised if they lost, quite frankly, if they just came out and did a lot of the same stuff. What did they fix? I mean, that's the biggest thing for me. You get Lane Johnson back on the offensive line. That certainly has to help the rest of that line feel a little more confident. It has to help Jalen Hurts feel a little more confident. There's a lot of good things that can come from that. You mentioned Anthony Harris. We're going to see. I mean, the Raiders will certainly try to pass the ball, and we're going to see what that means for the defense. But getting Lane Johnson back is a bigger deal to me. But let's be honest. I mean, at 2-4, if you can come out and win these next 2 games, then you're sitting at 4-4 through 8 games with a whole lot easier schedule kind of coming down the back end than the first half of what you played. And you never know what's going to happen in terms of it being potentially a productive season. But if you lose this game, to me, these next 2 games, this game is going to kind of feed into the next one. You've got to worry about, if I'm Nick Sirianni, losing the locker room a little bit. You fall to 2-5, 2-6. These veterans are going to start making business decisions, and that doesn't bode well for coaches when they don't go to make the plays because they're a little worried about getting hurt and things like that. So, I think that's one of the biggest storylines to watch here today is what kind of fight this team has after the time off and what kind of tone they're going to try to set for the rest of the season.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, that ESPN Football Power Index saying that they've played the 3rd toughest schedule to date, but they have the 2nd easiest road remaining behind the 4-2 Bills. I mean, and the Eagles aren't going to run the table, but as you look down there, only one of their 6 road opponents has a winning record, and that's the Raiders, who they are playing on 12 days rest. You think that 12 days rest is going to impact the outcome of the game, or do you think that the fact that the Raiders actually? I was surprised that the Raiders didn't have any hiccup with the whole Gruden fiasco.
Yeah, I was too, honestly, and I'm kind of wondering if maybe that shoe will fall this week. Because you look at what they did, they came out and it seemed like they really rallied around that together. Well, what happens now is you kind of get on the back end of that and you don't have that fuel firing you up during the week like they kind of had from that. Yeah. I think that's something to kind of keep an eye on today. They're at home though, and they've got the home crowd behind them in Vegas, and you'll see what happens through that. But honestly, I think that they proved that isn't as much of a storyline as maybe everybody else thought it was. It certainly was something they bonded around. But like I said, that fueled them last week. I think that kind of has faded, and now they're going to kind of see what kind of team, they are post-Gruden.
We're talking with Scott Grayson. You can catch Scott Grayson for Grayson's Grades every Monday with Mike Gill in the Sports Bash. Finally, somebody wrote about the Eagles linebackers, or the lack thereof, the talentless. These guys just aren't good enough to play. Jeff McClain in the Philadelphia Daily News wrote an article about the linebackers: Singleton, Eric Wilson, T.J. Edwards, Davian Taylor. The Eagles only spent 4.4% of their cap money on linebackers, and it's showing. I mean, this is where they're deficient. And I looked at the film, looked at the tape 3 times, and I can't tell you. I mean, Singleton led the team in tackles, but he's making these tackles, 10 yards down the field. I bring it up to you every week, but it hasn't changed. I mean, Gannon hasn't put these guys in the play in the zone, hasn't put them in a great position, Scott.
No, but the problem is, quite frankly, I think, and we've talked about this, you talked about with not devoting as much of the salary cap to it. They just don't have the talent there to be able to do a whole lot with. So you've got to try to play safe with them and hope that they don't kill you. And unfortunately, they haven't been able to, on the flip side, make a whole lot of plays.
Yeah,
they've got to step up.
Yeah, we had Dave Sharapan on my show yesterday, the Sportsbook Consigliere. He calls in from Vegas every Saturday, and he said it's a sea of green out there. So, the Eagles fans travel well. He said it's unbelievable. He said it's all going to be all Eagles fans out there this week or today.
Yeah, this is one of those games that I'm not surprised that when it comes out on the schedule and you go, all right, what one game am I going to try to convince the wife to let me go to? You go hang out with the guys at. This is the game you go to, right? I mean, you take them all out to Vegas and you go have fun, and that's what I'm not surprised that there's a sea of green out there. I'm sure if they can get some things going, you'll hear those fans. We've seen it in the past, and that you never know what's going to fuel a team. Sometimes things like that do make a difference.
I mean, Derek Carr, he's obviously one of the better quarterbacks they'll see during the course of the year. They beat the Broncos 34-24 last week, and of course Henry Ruggs III, he's a speedster. They got their work cut out for him today. But if they can win this game, Scott, like you said, they could set themselves up to be 4-4 after 8.
Yeah, and I think that's not a bad. If at the beginning of the season you told me that's where they'd be with that schedule that they had, I wouldn't have been against that. I mean, that's a tough schedule that they've played. As you said, it's the third toughest at this point. So 4-4, if they can get there, which really they should. I mean, these are two teams that I think they should beat if they can play the game the way they're supposed to. But they've got to be more balanced. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it can't be 75-25 pass versus run. So they've got to show some things here, and that's what I think. This team's got to be chomping at the bit after the last 10 days to get out there and play a game, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, Scotty. Last week you alluded to this a little bit earlier. They had 19 rushes last week. 10 of them were from Jalen Hurts. How many? What's the over and under on rushes by just Gainwell or by the running backs, Gainwell and Sanders? What do you think the over and under will be today?
I mean, it should be 20, but I would say but the two rushes by them, if they can do, I would say maybe 12. Okay. That's unfortunately, I'm setting that because I just don't trust Sirianni to make a change there, or at least much of one. So I unfortunately, I still am pushing to give Miles Sanders 20 touches. I think he'll break one or two of them if you give him the chance, but you're not giving him enough of a chance to really make that happen. So, and through Sanders, and I think you make Gainwell effective because they get used to Sanders, and Gainwell gives you that little bit of a change of speed.
All right, Scotty, they're out in Vegas. It's a 4:05 start. Give us your prediction for today's game.
I'm counting on the Eagles to come out here and win this thing. I think that they come out there, and I really do think they're going to run the ball more. I just can't totally believe that Sirianni will, but if I have to guess, I think they will. I think they'll be able to play a better game. And I think this team's going to show a little bit of pride and character to come out and not fall to 2-5. So I think the Eagles are going to win this game, and I'd like to think they win it by something like, let's go, 31-23.
31-23 for Scott Grayson. Of course, you can check out Scott's articles, the Grayson's Grades, on 97.3ESPN.com or Mondays with Mike Gill and the Sports Bash for Grayson's Grades. Watch him tonight, Sports Sunday on Fox 29 News. Scott Grayson, thanks so much. Let's go Birds.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.
There he is, Scott Grayson on the Barb's Hartley Davidson Sports Hotline. Want to remind people the first hour of the locker was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers, sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing for the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good buddy Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Hey, friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the main line, located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan or the class-leading Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the mainline, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience is not at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the mainline, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good buddy Michael Pileggi at Maserati, the mainline, today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. So, Pete, your high school pal Mike Carlin just texted me.
Colonial Mike.
Yeah, he said you guys
He had a lovely shop for a while. See, when I was a kid, hi Mike. When I was a kid, we used to go to J&J's Pizza.
Right.
I don't know what J&J stood for, but J&J's, man, that was the pizza that we went. And when that got bought out, the guy that bought it was Mike Carlin. So it was then called Carlin's Colonial Pizza because we were the Plymouth White Marsh Colonials.
White Marsh.
That's right.
Guys.
PW. Now, when Mike went there, PW didn't stand for Plymouth White Marsh. It probably stood for Pot World. The school was the notorious wake and bake.
Hey, not only that, guess what? The Randazzo's dining room is open.
Joe Pop?
Joe Pop.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Get down to Randazzo's for your dinner.
Randazzo's Pete
They
Thompson.
got it. Their dining room is
Randazzo's
officially open.
All right. Maybe you and I should go over there sometime.
We went down there and had those cheesesteaks.
That was outstanding.
Joe rolled out the red carpet for us,
he did. And then we took a picture with Joe's body.
Did you get that in the
No, I'm going to do that this week, I think.
Oh, you're a procrastinator.
Well, I apologize.
Well, it's perfect timing now because the
dining room is open. Yes.
Dining room is now officially open.
Yeah. I mean, you can't schedule free plugs, like whenever you get them, and you're happy. Look at you complaining over there. Come on, you got to get it in. I'm not
complaining. Of course, we got the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, in the next hour.
Yep.
And you and I are playing against each other today.
Yeah, let's see here. I'm kicking your butt.
Yeah, you're really
let's see here. First of all, I'd like to point out for the record, my record is 5-1. You are 2-4. I have won 2 in a row. You have lost 2 in a row, so you stink. I'm great. And it has me now. It has you. This is
what's great. The probability?
It at 53% you, 47% me. It says your projected points are 147.8. Can I just go on the record?
And you're 139.2.
Can I just go on the record right now as saying how much I hate the percentage points and the decimals?
Why?
I don't want to totally rip the commissioner of our league because he has a lot on his plate, but. Come on, Josh. Round up or change the rule. Why? I don't want to lose a damn game 143.25 or something like that. How do you have 0.25 of a touchdown?
Let's look at your and by the way, your title, your name of your team, you're Mr. Incredible.
Yeah.
That is so funny that you told me that story because you look like the guy from The Incredibles.
Very much so. Yeah. I mean, I've basically got a big giant head. I've got a reasonably big giant gut that I'm trying to reduce. And then I got these little stick legs.
Your quarterback is Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Well, this week, my quarterback is normally Josh Allen, but he's on a break. So, I mean, that's why I've been off.
I have Mahomes.
You're hitting. Yeah, I know who you have. You dumb. But, yeah, you're hitting me at a good time right now. I had to put Josh Allen on a bye. I had to put Justin Jefferson on a bye. Of course, with Josh Allen, that also means Cole Beasley is on a bye. The Buffalo defense and special teams are on a bye. And then I have Christian McCaffrey, who stinks because he's been injured, and that was my worst draft pick ever. So, yeah, if you beat me, you're beating Joe Burrow, not Josh Allen. But we'll see. We'll see.
I don't want to hear any complaining. Everybody has to deal with a bye.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I just hope that my 9 points that I got out of Noah Fant are better than whatever you get out of the Southern Regional kid, who I like. I mean, I like him personally. I just noticed something. Do you know who my defense special teams is?
It's Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's going to be a little problem for me rooting for my beloved Eagles today.
You notice I'm in 3 leagues. I didn't pick one Cowboy.
Is that right?
I won't do it. I have principles.
Prater's going to put up a lot of field goals or points against you.
All right, I want to
listen,
Pete. I want to look at the Eagles.
Yeah, let's talk of the game. Nobody cares.
Well, no, I know. I want to talk about the Eagles' schedule because you look. This today we have Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Next week we have Detroit.
Yeah.
And the week after that is let's just Vegas and Detroit.
Okay.
Like Grayson said,
I don't want to give away my score. We're only in the first hour, but I have the Eagles losing this game.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay. I don't think they win this game.
I don't either.
Now, do I think they beat Detroit? Absolutely.
So
they split that one.
So they'll be 3-5.
Fine.
Okay.
And then the 3 games that give me pause or that give me trouble, I think, as you look through the schedule, the Chargers are one of them, right? The Cowboys, that's another one. And they go on the road to Washington. I feel like they might actually lose that game on the road to Washington.
All right, but the reason why I want to do this is because at the beginning of the year, I said the Eagles were going to win 8 games.
You did.
They were going to go 8-9.
You did.
I still think they can get 7, 8 wins by the sheer fact that their second half of their schedule
is so stinking easy.
Right.
Yes. I mean, when you look at the last 4 or 5 games of their schedule, just go I don't know what's going to happen against the Broncos or the Saints, right? But if you look at the Giants, at the Jets, at Washington, home with the Giants, home with Washington, and home with Dallas, you sit there and you conceivably could see, one loss in that whole stretch.
Right. So, I mean, do they make,
one thing I didn't think about too, because everybody thinks that Dallas, what if that Dallas game doesn't have meaning for Dallas because it's in week 17?
Right.
What if that doesn't have meaning for Dallas, but it might have meaning for the Eagles?
Now, Dak Prescott is injured.
Oh, yeah?
He's got an injury. They get lucky, though. They have a bye this weekend.
Well, that's the perfect time to have a bye, I suppose.
Right.
Listen to the quarterbacks that they face. They're going to play Derek Carr today, Justin Herbert next, right? And then Jared Goff, but with Jared Goff's a good quarterback, but that's a bad Lions team. Teddy Bridgewater, does that scare you?
He's hurt.
Daniel Jones.
That doesn't scare
Zach Wilson, Taylor Heineke. How about Jameis Winston? Have I named a quarterback yet that gives you fear? I didn't realize this.
Herbert and
Carr are probably the best two.
Best two on that list.
I didn't realize this until the break. I was glancing at this during the break that once Sirianni ripped Jonathan Gannon for his defensive plans or lack of a plan, right? Gannon's tripled his blitz frequency. Did you know that?
No,
he went from about 3 blitzes a game up to 9. So if he's tripled his blitz frequency, that means that he's trusting his secondary more, right? When the safeties were deep, remember, Troy Aikman, of all people, called it out, that Sam Darnold with the Panthers and Tom Brady, when those safeties were back, they were like, bing, 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 score, ding, 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 goal, right? And then goal. Listen to me talking hockey. Touchdown. But then
driving Miss Daisy.
Once that's Hoke. Hoke is the name of the chauffeur. That's Morgan Freeman. Yeah. But that means you're calling me Daisy, and I don't like you calling me an old grandma. So you shut up over there. Once they started disguising the blitzes a little bit and they were stunting and changing up their fronts, then those guys struggled. So
I think it's hysterical that Nick Sirianni goes to an Oktoberfest at Haddon Township, New Jersey.
It's great.
And the people are telling him to run the ball.
Yeah, listen, when you're the Eagles head coach, you're not anonymous, okay? So just walking around like that, of course they're going to come up. They want to get a selfie, right? If you don't, in this day and age, if you don't get a picture, it didn't happen, right? So they're going to talk to him. I hope he didn't think he was going to be anonymous going to that. You know what the combined record of their road opponents is for the
Give it to me.
11-24.
Wow.
They got a 3-game stretch that's on the road, but then the bye is between the second and third game. And the combined records of those teams right now, 4-13. So just like I'm saying, really, there's just 3 teams left. After today, You got the Chargers, the Saints, and the Cowboys. And all 3 of those teams are at home. Take that for what it's worth. They haven't won a home game yet. Right. So don't be like, automatic.
I'm not going anymore. I'm done.
Oh, good.
I'm not going to any more games.
Well, now they got a chance.
Because I've lost all 3.
Good. I'm going to the Saints game. So
you know what? It's a winner.
If they lose the Saints game, you can blame me.
You know what's a winner? Go to Blitz's Market. You can get your game day meal discounted. Mention the locker room when you get down to Blitz's during the Eagles season and get an Italian hoagie for just $5 when you mention the locker room. Get down to Blitz's all season long at 21st and Asbury in Ocean City, New Jersey. Blitz's now has online ordering at blitzesmarkets.com or call them at 609-399-9983. Blitz's is home of the dill pickle hoagie, Pete. It's really a big deal.
Yeah, I love that joke.
Pete,
I do not eat pickles, by the way. But
you don't like pickles?
No, man, I'm a weirdo. But
you are.
But listen, I would get the pickle, and then somebody would be happy because they get 2 pickles.
And you're going down next Saturday at our golf tournament. I can't wait to beat your butt.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I'm going to smoke you.
Sure.
You're gonna get all flustered. You're gonna be shaking. You're gonna be with the swing oil radio. Ron Ralston's gonna get you all. You're
describing yourself.
All lubed
you
up.
know that, right?
No, I'm not. He's gonna get you all lubed up. And you're gonna be shaking hands and kissing
babies. Odds
babies.
on who has the first temper tantrum of the day, and I don't think it's gonna be me. I'm just saying.
I can't wait. We're gonna have a lot of fun down there at the Great Bay Country Club. Come on down if you want to be a member. Sign up. Come down there. Meet Radio Ron Ralston, Scott Dunn, Ryan Owen. Lisa, the bartender, yesterday, I went down there for lunch.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Hey, what time we having Coatsy on next week?
11 o'clock.
Oh, good. Okay.
Coatsy's going to be calling in. All right. PT.
I'm saying he texted me. He wanted to know.
Okay. PT, the first hour of the locker room was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest inner city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room. The Eagles pregame show with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson on 97.3 ESPN. about it.
But yeah, it is national news.
And how about Jason Kelsey chiming in? Just play.
Yeah, just
play better.
Man.
Just play better.
Did you want his prediction? Gil's prediction is Eagles 28, Vegas 23. Eagles 28, Vegas 23. That's Gil's prediction.
28-23. Of
course, we'll give ours at the end of the show. Hartley, in about 15 minutes from now, our fantasy guru, will give his prediction as well and find out who to start and sit in week 7. All that coming up here on The Locker Room on 97.3 ESPN. Pete Thompson taking us to break, apparently, because Billy's too tired to do it. Another jam-packed hour in the second hour. My favorite part is that Billy's calling this the pregame show. It's a 4 o'clock start.
It's the pregame
to the pregame to the pregame to the pregame. Yeah, actually, we have some ESPN traffic in between us, but then the pregame, the official pregame starts at 3 o'clock. You're listening to The Locker Room with Pete Thompson and Billy Schweim here on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app. Stay with us.
All right, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. Eagles Sunday game day, Eagles Raiders 4:05 right here on 97.3 ESPN. The PT is in the house.
You heard me laughing there.
What are you laughing at?
I was like, we're in the break, and I know we have the long open coming up, and I'm like, you know what? Let me look on the text message board, 609-403-0973. Let me look on the text message board and see if there's any texts. There's one text.
But we haven't given out the number.
Good. That's fine. Good morning, gentlemen. I must apologize to Mr. Schweizer. I did not mean to offend him by the face of radio comment. I was also taught not to lie. Bazinga, he got you again.
You know what?
He or she.
It's not accurate.
Hilarious, I wrote back. It's Schweim. This is the PT.
All right. PT, watching any of the baseball?
Hang on. Dan from EHD says, I'm so down on Sirianni as coach. I don't even think a Fly Eagles Fly song right now would get me pumped up for this game. I would agree with that, Dan.
That's probably right.
That's why we haven't played it. That and the fact that kickoff is like 5 hours away. Is it too early for a must win? Like I said last week, I hope they use the time off wisely and come out and set the stage early. That early setting the stage is a big thing too. The Eagles have not been good, Billy, to start football games. In fact, I saw something this morning. Their slow starts, they've scored just 4 offensive touchdowns in the first half this season. 11 of their touchdowns have come in the second half, including 7 of those in the fourth quarter. I mean, they rallied from that 15-6 deficit at halftime to beat Carolina 21-18 2 weeks ago. And then last week, they came back from that 21-point deficit against Tampa, only to lose 28-22. But wouldn't things be great if in the Las Vegas desert, they go out there and put up 21 points in the first half, 14, 21, 28, something like that.
How about this, Peter?
Set that stage like this texter is talking about. And by the way, nice text on the message board, 609-403-0973. He says, Birds 34, Raiders 24, plus the fans are taking over the stadium like another home game. Yeah. Great text with the 484 area code. Text us your name and your town so we can give you credit for
how about if we win the toss, how about let's get the ball first? They did that against Tampa Bay.
That whole science of,
why would you give Tom Brady the ball first? They can't stop anymore. Watch right down the field.
It used to be that, if you won the toss, your win was that you would defer and try to get that double bubble where you scored going into halftime and then you got the ball coming out for the third quarter.
But the Eagles
if your defense is porous, as their defense has been, I thought when they won the toss but deferred against Tampa and then Brady just came out and went bing, 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 I thought that sucks the life in the air out of the whole stadium. Now, you asked me, am I watching the baseball?
I asked you if you watch baseball.
Not a bit. Not a stinking bit. So, I just, I'm sorry. These teams are not teams that I'm invested in. I do not care. Now, a good friend of mine, Allison, is from Middle Township at Cape May Courthouse, and she's a TV person in Atlanta now.
Okay.
She's big time, man.
Wow.
So she is she was at the NLCS, and now she's going to be in the covering a World Series, and I couldn't be happier for her. She's the Jamie Apodi of Atlanta, or
Is that right?
Yeah. And
so you look at the Atlanta Braves offense: Dansby Swanson, Freddie Freeman, Albies, Austin Riley, Eddie Rosario, Adam Duvall, Jocktober, they call him down there.
Yeah, I might have to actually watch the baseball now just to see the Braves. Like, I'm certainly not rooting. It's really hard for me,
I can't stand the Braves.
Exactly. So you're going to root for a team that's in your division, or are you going to root for a team that is a bunch of cheaters that you're still ticked off about? Who are you going to root for?
They're not cheaters. I mean, now they're pretty much
they're legit,
right? When you say they get back. They didn't cheat their way to the World Series.
Okay, so Jordan Alvarez, Yuli Gurriel, those guys, that gets you invested?
I'm not
well, I don't even have to. This is so easy. The games start way too late. There's no way you're staying up. The first game is on Tuesday at 8:09.
Right.
I'm not staying up to watch that.
No, you're talking about a 3-hour and 25-minute game probably, right?
Yeah, no way.
So, Pete,
mm-hmm.
And that's it as far as baseball goes. I want to talk a little bit real quick about Ben Simmons and Jason Kelce chiming in. Because I thought that was pretty interesting how it's not just Jason Kelce. It's people from all over the country.
I mean, more importantly, the fact that Joel Embiid took the mic at the home opener on Friday night and addressed the crowd and basically said, you know, and let's support Ben, you know, a day after he said, I'm done with that guy.
Right.
You know, but that says to me that, look, I think everybody on the team realizes that they're better with Ben Simmons than without him. And if there's a way that they can get him back into the fold, they're going to try to do that. Tobias Harris has been another guy that's been very vocal in his support of Ben. Former Sixer Dwight Howard came out and really ripped Kelce for Kelce's comments, you know, like
I didn't see that.
Yeah, basically said,
I didn't see that.
Oh, very much so. Said stick to football. Like you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Yes, very much so. Because, you know, and here's the thing, that when
I want to pound the flesh.
when you bring mental illness into it, that's the coup de grace, man. That's the card right there. That how do you question that? Look, how did this? You're an Eagles fan, right? You're a lifelong Eagles fan. How do you support Lane Johnson and say, "Hey, I'm really glad that he's back. I'm thankful, and our offensive line is better." But bleep you, Ben Simmons, for your problems. What if they're the same problem?
I had severe anxiety a few years back, and I couldn't take off.
True.
I couldn't. I mean, I had to go to work every day.
Yeah. Well,
and I had bad anxiety.
Did you?
Heart's palpitating.
Okay. Did you get a pill for that, or did you get any? Did you get
any
help?
I went. You know, you think you're having a heart attack and everything, right?
Right.
You go get the EKG, get all that stuff there. You're fine. I'm like, no, I'm not fine. What was that movie with De Niro? I just had 15. Analyze this.
Yeah.
I had 15 heart attacks. Don't tell me I'm fine.
Part of the thing about that is that De Niro went and got help in the movie. That movie basically launched The Sopranos too, by the way, which was awesome. Look, I think that they're trying. The Sixers are trying every avenue they can to make this not go away, but just to get a resolution to this, you know. Well, you know, Simmons was in the video too. They had the intro video. He was in it. Yeah, he was in when they put the video on the scoreboard on Friday night against the Brooklyn Nets, which, by the way, don't get me started with that damn 114-109 loss. I'm sure you talked about it yesterday a little bit.
How do they lose a 12-point lead in the fourth quarter?
How does Doc Rivers pull the move that he made? You know, I mean, and Mark Jackson, not the Temple Mark Jackson, but the national Mark Jackson, was ripping him basically on ESPN saying, I don't know what Doc Rivers is doing here, you know, and you have to question that a little bit. It's I don't know. And now tonight, I don't know if you've seen the headlines yet for tonight, but now they're already saying that Andre Drummond is listed as doubtful and Joel Embiid is listed as questionable for the game at the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? Embiid always seems to, but Drummond was really good. He had 4 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and 1 turnover.
I think Philadelphia fans are going to like Drummond.
Me too. If he plays, if he's doubtful, like, I'm sorry, is there going to be a center in tonight's game at all when they play the Thunder?
So you go Eagles game right into the Sixers game.
Sure, absolutely. And you know what I'm going to do too? I'm going to be up in Lafayette Hill, Pennsylvania, and I'm going to go to the Ale House. It's called the Ale House.
Going up there tonight?
Heck yeah, I'm going up to see my dad.
Okay.
I'm going to watch the Raiders game with my dad. My father and mother, may she rest in peace, they somehow won the season ticket lottery in 1980. And were able to go to the Super Bowl in New Orleans. And the Eagles, you know, Leonard Toews was known for his largesse, right? So he basically was like, you know what? I'm going to make sure that we have Eagles fans at this game. Yeah. So Leonard Toews basically the Eagles set up the charter flights. So it was one of those deals where I think they flew down Friday and came back Monday. My uncle went there. You know, but and they were way up high in the Superdome. And of course, Ron Jaworski, God bless him, Jaws, you know, our team is in the green. Damn it. Yeah, he kept throwing it to the wrong guy. Right. You know, and that was the end of that. But yeah, they were at the Super Bowl. So here's Eagles Raiders. It would be a good game for me to watch with my dad. So I'm going to go up and watch it.
That's great. I'll be home with a doopy doo. She'll have her Eagles cheerleading outfit on.
That's good. And will she still have her creepy
her
makeup left over?
Her fear leader
makeup left over
last night.
Yeah. How old is she, by the way?
6.
The
doopy doo was 6. She was singing "Let's Go Flyers."
Yeah,
she got into that game.
You know what I got into? That popcorn.
By the way, you had popcorn, didn't you? I saw you sitting directly across from me in the stadium, and you had your head in your phone the whole time.
No, that's not true.
You were looking down.
I take exception to that.
You were looking down.
That's not true.
You even said you admitted it when I said get your head out of your phone.
Don't tell people that. That's not true.
By the way, you go to games today.
It's too
Everybody's
loud.
on their phone.
It's too stinking loud. Turn the damn volume down. I hate to feel like an old guy, but weren't your ears blown out and bleeding
it was pretty
from
loud.
that noise?
How about when they did shot the flames out of that the thing that comes out of the ceiling?
Yeah, you can feel the heat.
Feel the heat.
Oh yeah, you'd never been there for that before?
Not like that.
Yeah. No, well, you were
It
close.
seemed like it was what?
You were close.
Yes.
Yeah. I watched the game. Don't be acting like I was on my phone the whole time.
Shaking hands and kissing babies.
That's true. I didn't blow off any dignitaries this time. I met you.
Yes, you did.
You said find me, and I did, didn't I?
All right. Hey, Pete, you know what?
Huh?
The second hour of the Locker Room was brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home with a 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, or experience a lively atmosphere in the pub. For more information on how to become a member, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Somers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always, always a great day at Great Bay. We get down there, say hello to Radio Ron Ralston, Scott Dunn, Ryan Owen, Kevin Kelly's down there. We're going to be down there broadcasting live from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Saturday, October 30th. And then we're going to tee off in the Locker Room Billy Schweim PT Open.
That's a long name. Just call it the Locker Room Open. That works.
Hey, my winner
LRO. Locker Room Open.
All right. Hey, my winner watchdog. This is a great company. Have you heard about New Jersey's premier vacant home management service, My Winter Watchdog? You know, those worrisome thoughts that creep into your mind every time that you hear of a storm coming and the daunting task of driving down to the shore to check on the house, hours of time on the road. Let My Winter Watchdog be your eyes and ears with their 15-point inspection checklist. They offer a full menu of maintenance and improvement services. Owner Debbie McGonigal and her team of property caretakers are professional, licensed, bonded, and insured. So don't let the winter worry you. They'll give your house that lived-in look. That's My Winter Watchdog. Go to mywinterwatchdog.com or give them a call at 267-202-1869. That's 267-202-1869. Or shoot Debbie an email, debbie@mywinterwatchdog.com. All right, when we return, it's the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson,
Don't
Eagle
be looking
Sunday.
at me like that. You're over there distracting me. You know, is this on? Is this on? And then I forget to hit the button. And then you look at me like, geez, why aren't you hitting the button?
Hit the button, will you?
I don't know. There's some host over there vomiting down his chest.
All right, you know, you and I are facing each other in our fantasy league.
Yeah, I'm kicking your butt. I'm winning almost 9 points to nothing. You're so lucky, dude.
No,
I did not realize that Josh Allen was on a bye. Cole Beasley's on a
beat Mr.
bye.
Incredible.
My Buffalo special teams defense is on a bye.
Beat Mr. Incredible.
I hope Joe Burrow kicks your butt.
Give me the guru music for the fantasy football
hang
music.
on,
I'm gonna bring him up properly.
All right.
He's been waiting for this segment all week.
Here it comes. Wait for it. There you go.
Now it's time for the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley. Brought to you by Stell Exteriors. They've been providing professional roofing and siding at affordable prices since 1996. Did you know that only 2% of roofing contractors qualify?
Why are you reading differently?
GAF Master Elite Installer. So if you do the math, choosing Stell Exteriors takes 98% of the worry out. That's Stell Exteriors, 636 West Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey. Give them a call, 609-399-1010. 609-399-1010. That's Stell Exteriors. Let's go to the Barb's Harley Davidson Sports Hotline and welcome in my fantasy football guru and yours, Brian Hartley. What's up, Guru?
Hey, Billy, how are you?
That's my NFL voice.
I was actually laughing so hard, I'm trying to figure out what the heck is he doing here.
Trying to sound professional.
Little comedic
His
relief.
dad was on the phone or something.
Little comedic relief there, Guru.
What is your middle name, Hartley?
My middle name is Steven.
Brian Stephen Hartley. This is Billy Schweim talking to you like your father.
So
I feel like it's NFL Films over here.
That's right. That's what I was. See that? He's right on.
He was going for Facenda.
Yeah, that's right. Little John.
Yeah,
Facenda.
unfortunately, he's more like Johnny come lately. Johnny lose to PT.
There's nothing more entertaining than 3 hours of Billy Schweim in the Eagles game. So that's what I got stuck through last week for that Tampa game. What a treat that was.
You could just put that laugh on a loop. That should be your ringtone.
Him and his cousin, I'll tell you what, man, nothing but entertainment for 3 hours. If you ever get that pleasure, I'll tell you, run.
Well, that's what we want the Eagles to do, run the ball.
That's why Scott Simpson, he owns all 8 of those seats. He sat in seat 1. He put us in seats 7 and 8.
As far away from the
Put them down with the other people.
Yeah, Brian, how did you,
someone else.
Hartley, how did you get stuck sitting next to me?
It's a long story. We don't have time for that.
You guys drawing straws?
You got that right. Stuck was definitely the word.
All right, Brian, we got a great week of fantasy football here. I'm head to head against the PT, Mr. Incredible. PT's up on me 8.97 points to nothing right now.
I hear it sounds like he's taking a chapter right out of your book of not even realizing he's got guys on a bye week and people that are injured or something starting in his lineup here. I mean, I don't know what goes on. I'm looking at my lineup like 50 times a week trying to figure out what I can do. And it sounds like you guys don't even pay any attention whatsoever.
No, don't lump me in with him. I've got my lineup all set. Matter of fact, I'm predicted to win. I got 53% chance of win probability to his 47.
Right, because those are always accurate.
I'll tell you, Billy, in our Playland League, I'm in a complete free spin, man. I just can't catch a break no matter what happens. I got so many guys on the IR, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I have 3 guys on my IR.
Yeah, it's brutal. But you know what? That's it. And now the problem is this week is the mega week with buys. Everybody's got a bye week 7, and it's really tough. But, you know, you got to make do. I mean, the guys I got on bye, and you know, off this week, I got Zeke Elliott off, Edwards-Helaire on the IR, Russell Wilson on the IR, Knox is doubtful. He's got to buy. Kirk Cousins got to buy. Like Michael Thomas, I drafted. He's still out. It's crazy. I barely have enough to make a lineup. I had to make moves just to spill a squad here this week.
Yeah, I have a lot of questionables, but I have 4 guys on a bye. So I've got actually 5. So I had to make some moves. All right, it's week 7. Fantasy football guru Brian Hartley. What are your picks for this week?
It is insane that we are past the 1/3 mark in the NFL season already. But this week, week 7 at quarterback, I like Matt Ryan going against the Miami Dolphins, Derek Carr going against our Philadelphia Eagles, and Ryan Tannehill going to have to throw the ball today against Kansas City if they're going to keep up. But they will run the ball with Derrick Henry, who has been an absolute monster for me this year in my one league. At running back, I'm going with Chuba Hubbard filling in for the injured McCaffrey against the Giants, and James Conner going against Houston. I think they're going to be up, and they're going to be running the ball later in that game. And Conner has been the guy that's been getting all the touchdowns. Edmonds gets the yards. Conner gets a few touches, but he seems to find the end zone every single week. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, and it's against my better judgment, but I actually think the Eagles are going to run the ball this week, and I'm going to take Miles Sanders this week against the Las Vegas Raiders, even though I'm not playing in my league because I don't really necessarily trust it, but everything I read, I'm going to sit back a week and see if this truly happens. At wide receiver, I like Waddle going against Atlanta, Sterling Shepard coming back again against Carolina. I like Cooks against Arizona. They're going to have to throw the ball to try to keep up with that team. And Jamison Crowder back now for the Jets. Always seems to get a lot of catches, and hopefully he finds the end zone this week going against the New England Patriots. So those are my picks for Week 7 in the NFL season.
All right, the guru and his fantasy picks for Week 7. It's so funny because I told Pete earlier in the show that Nick Sirianni was seen in Haddon Township, and he was getting heckled by the people that were there at the Oktoberfest to run the ball.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. I mean, the standing ovation when we were there the other day,
right?
Last week in the second half when they handed Sanders the ball was entertaining. I mean, it's the truth. Everyone's saying the same thing. You listen to all these other, people on the radio and TV, and they say the same thing. You got Miles Sanders, an unbelievable running back. Why are we not giving him the ball? And I'm tired of hearing the excuse the game plan changed because of the way the game go. The game was 7-7 last week, and they had already stopped running the ball. So, it's all BS. Run the freaking ball.
I love it.
Hartley, you think the Eagles get off to a fast start today? Because Billy and I were talking earlier in the show about slow starts, and I actually dug up a stat I couldn't believe when I looked at it. The way that they've gotten off to starts in football games has almost been criminal, right? They've only had 4 offensive touchdowns in the first half this season. 11 of them have come in the second half, including 7 in the fourth quarter. Why do you think they keep getting off to these slow starts?
Well, again, they're not running the ball. So they're getting these passing situations where they're 3 and out. They can't get first downs. And you're reading it all wrong because the second half they're scoring these points because they're behind in all these games. Right. So now they're just throwing, and the defense is a little more lax because the games are kind of out of control anyway. So, that's the thing. Hurts, Billy, we've had this discussion. We had it again the other night, the last 2 weeks on the radio. He's not the franchise quarterback, but he is the number 5 quarterback for fantasy football because he's behind. So he's getting the rushing yards. He's getting the junk points at the end of the games. So he's great fantasy value, but not the guy I'd want leading my NFL franchise.
Hartley, is there a game out there that fantasy-wise you think is going to be one of those no-defense games? Like, just start everybody if you have somebody on either side because it's just going to light up the over?
Kansas City and the Titans today. I think that's going to be the game. I think Kansas City's going to finally, kind of put it together. I don't think you're going to see much defense there. I think everybody. I think you see A.J. Brown. You can see Julio Jones. You can see Henry getting the ball. Tannehill. Obviously all the guys on Darrell Williams, Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, Mahomes, everybody in that game. I think that's going to be a very high-scoring game for everyone involved.
Also, every time I look at the Rams, I see this Cooper Kupp. Is he – I don't have him on any of my teams, but I wish I did. He seems like he's been racking up the points.
He's been an absolute stud the last couple of years. The problem with him is health. He hadn't been able to stay healthy. Now, this year he's been able to stay on the field, and he's putting up great numbers. They obviously made the trade. They got Matthew Stafford, which today that's going to be a great game to watch going against Detroit. First time Detroit has played down there in Southern California in 28 years.
Wow.
So you have that revenge matchup with Goff and Stafford, even though they say there's nothing there, it's just another game, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We know how that all goes, So I look for Stafford to absolutely light it up today against them. And Cooper Kupp's been his main guy. That guy can go deep. He can be your possession receiver. He's got him and Robert Woods. They got the running back issues with injuries and Cam Akers being out for the year, but Henderson's played well. Sony Michel's filled in well. So I think that's another game that could be extremely lopsided. And I look for the Rams to get out to a really quick start and really put some daylight between them and the Detroit Lions because they're just awful.
Yeah, some decent 4:00 games. Obviously, the Eagles in Vegas is the 4:00 game we'll focus on the most, but Detroit and the Rams, Houston and Arizona. If you're a fantasy player, you're trying to get as many Cardinals onto your fantasy team as possible, especially in that matchup. Tampa is home with Chicago. What do you think in that game, Hartley? Tampa and Chicago.
Oh, I think it's Tampa all the way. I don't see Chicago hanging in there at all. that's not going to be an exciting game. Tampa, they do enough. I think you're going to see a heavy dose of Leonard Fournette today in that game, which is great for me. I mean, unfortunately, Billy heard me rooting for him against the Eagles last week because I had him on my fantasy team.
Me too.
Every time he got the ball and got the touchdown, it's like, keep it quiet. I don't want anyone to know, but hey, that's more points for me.
Yeah, that conflicted. So, I know that feeling well. I have the Raiders defense going against Billy. Yeah. So, if there's like a punt return for a touchdown today, I'll be ticked off as an Eagles fan, but happy as a fantasy owner. What's the Sunday? Oh, Indianapolis and San Francisco. You going to stay up late and watch that?
That's actually going to be a pretty competitive game. Indianapolis has been playing some great games. There's trade talk that Marlon Mack, maybe by the trade deadline could be on his way out. Obviously, they have Himes and Jonathan Taylor there. They've been playing in some closer games, but they've been able to put some of those games away and, seal the deal at the end. San Francisco is another one of those teams, a lot of injuries, a lot of guys out. But I think that's going to be a pretty good game to watch. And it could be a game down the end of the season that one of these teams is really going to need to pull out that win if they're going to make a playoff push.
All right, Guru, the Eagles in Vegas to play the Raiders. Give us your prediction for today's game.
I am taking the Raiders. 27-24 over the Birds.
Wow, 27-24.
There you go. I'm not the only one because I've already gone on record with my score, but I'll say it again when we get further down the program. But you and I, Hartley, are both in the same camp. I don't see the Eagles winning this game. A lot of people do. I am not one of them. I hope I'm wrong as an Eagles fan. I hope I'm wrong. But as a
I was concerned last week about which direction the Raiders could go, given all the turmoil there over the email issues with John Gruden, losing your head coach, not easy to do. But they came out. They really impressed me last week. They're playing very balanced football, and David Carr's not making the mistakes that he's made in the past. He's not turning the ball over. They're able to run the ball, and their defense has played surprisingly well. So I think they're well positioned. They're at home. I think you're going to see a huge contingent of Eagles fans at that game.
Oh, yeah, we already got the report yesterday from the sports book consigliere. He calls this from Vegas every Saturday. He said it's a sea of green out there.
Love it.
I believe that.
All right, fantasy. Hey, Guru, you playing golf with the PT tomorrow?
I'm not playing with the PT, but I will be there. I got my own little group of our men's 35 and over baseball guys. Actually, it's 40 and over now. But we're playing, and from what I understand, that tournament's sold out. It's supposed to be beautiful tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to it.
Me too, buddy. Yes, one of these years maybe we'll be in the same group together, but I did try to stack my team. I'll just go on record as saying
He invited me and then pulled the plug on.
What do you think of that move, Brian?
Well,
the old invite, wait, I don't need you.
The last time PT and I played together, we had someone with a hole-in-one in our group. So
that is true.
That just tell you right there.
That is true. Good things happen when we're together.
So Hartley,
it wasn't Pete and I, but hey.
Details.
So Guru, next Saturday we'll be broadcasting live from the Great Bay Country Club for the Locker Room Open Pete Thompson Billy Schweim Challenge.
Who you got your money on,
Brian? Who got your money on?
Ooh, that is a tough one.
You've seen my game. Have you seen Billy's?
Go with PT on this one.
Yes.
You're going to lose.
I like it.
All right, Guru.
He knows you're just one meltdown away from fighting with your caddy. You know
what I think we should do? I think to make it really interesting, you guys should have to walk the entire 18 holes.
Oh, then it's going to be the locker room open of 2 holes.
Yeah, that's it.
Oxygen.
All right, Guru. Thank you so much. As always, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next Sunday.
Have a great day, guys.
There's the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Stell Exteriors. They've been providing professional roofing and siding at affordable prices since 1996. Did you know that only 2% of roofing contractors qualify as a JAF Master Elite installer? So if you do the math, choosing Stell Exteriors takes 98% of the worry out. That's Stell Exteriors, 636 West Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey. Give them a call at 609-399-1010. Second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. For more information on how to become a member, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Friends, let me tell you about Maserati in the Main Line. Located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia, they offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan or the class-leading Levante. the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the mainline, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience is not ended at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the mainline, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at Maserati, the mainline, at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here with the Eagles pregame show in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. All right, we're back here in the locker room. I want to remind people that the locker room at Blitz's Markets want to discount your Eagles game day meal during the Eagles season On game day, get an Italian hoagie for just $5 when you mention the locker room. Get down to Blitz's Market all season long. 21st at Asbury Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey. Blitz's now has online ordering at Blitz's Markets.
I want the Blitz's hoagie.
Or call them at 609-399-9983.
I want
9983. Blitz's home at a dill pickle hoagie. It's really a big deal. Now, David
I can't
Jones.
stand Billy Schweim. I can't wait to beat him in golf.
You're going down, son, and there's nothing I can do.
Billy stinks at golf.
What movie's that? There's nothing I can do. You're going down, and there's nothing I can do.
Don't know. Muhammad Ali, maybe?
Now, listen. Dave and Joan Newman do a great job down there at Blitz's, but I've talked to a couple people that have gotten their hoagies. I've had them too, but they've commented on how much meat they pack it with.
Hey, on game day, you got
$5. You got to get a Blitz's hoagie.
You got to have a sandwich. You know what I mean? You got to have a hoagie on the day of the game. That's really all there is to it. You know.
Now
you got to have a sandwich.
Pete.
Yes, sir.
Nick Sirianni spoke the other day.
He did.
Let's get a little bit of little bit of Nick Sirianni.
All right, let's see if I got this queued up here. Hang on, stand by. There we go. They're asking about his shirt. He's got fly high and hit hard. It's got Reggie White taking out Phil Simmons. Oh, yeah, that's Reggie Bush. Remember Sheldon Brown hit him?
I try to get Sheldon on the show this week.
There's Chuck Bednarik standing over Fred Gifford.
Frank Gifford.
What did I say?
Fred.
Sorry.
All right, so the reason.
No, it's playing. Here we go. You be quiet. Let's listen to him.
So Pete, I mean, it seems like he wanted to say something, then got onto the company line. I mean, he's not gonna speak out against Ben Simmons, be critical. I mean, Dwight Howard just
very much
you can
so.
see he was thinking on his toes.
You're the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles,
right?
Worry. Well, but here's the thing.
And if he wants to be accountable, people are telling him to run the ball.
He's in a no-win situation. Right. If he's talking about Ben Simmons, then people are going to come at him and say, why aren't you worried about your own football team? Worry about that first. But I got to tell you, from where he started, do you remember his initial press conference?
Yes.
How terrible he was?
Yes.
And nervous and scared? This guy is very comfortable in front of the cameras now, and certainly I don't think it's lip service. I think he does understand the Philadelphia mentality, which is
I think
the
he
fans
does.
are going to hold you
accountable.
He
likes the competition, induce
and
competition, rock, paper, scissors, all that.
Sure.
I just think that I don't know, something about Nick Sirianni. Is this Josh alluded to this yesterday on my show, that maybe he's been issued an edict from the owner, throw the ball. Maybe he can't. And I said, look,
it's entirely possible.
If you're the head coach,
that was something that came out when Doug left. That Lurie had come down after a game. The Eagles won. They won the game.
The Green Bay game.
I mean, look, as great as Nick Sirianni may be, Nick Sirianni comes from the offensive side of the ball. It's Jonathan Gannon's defense that has the Eagles with the third worst defense on third downs. They're allowing opponents to convert 46.2% in those situations. And the average distance to go on third down against Philadelphia is 6.6 yards. I mean, so in other words, like, they're not getting it done, and Scott Grayson talks about winning on first and second down to force third and longs. They're not forcing teams into third and longs,
Look, I just think that if you're the head coach of a team, and even if the owner says he wants you to throw the ball, at the end of the day, it's your record. I mean, if you want to win and be a winning coach, you got to put a formula in place to do that.
What are you telling me? You're going to go against the owner? If that owner says jump, you say how high.
Yeah, but at the end, at risk of being a terrible team.
Let's see if Javon Hargrave has a sack today, too. He's first among the NFL defensive tackles with 6 sacks. He's the first one to have 6+ since 1989. That's when PT was graduating high school.
PT.
That's me.
All right.
Don't wear it out.
Second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club.
That's the guy that's going to win the golf.
Or it's not just golf; it's fun. It's where you're going to get your butt beat.
The PT is going to win the golf.
So next week we'll have people text into the show who's going to win, and whoever picks the winner will get an ESPN locker room T-shirt. We'll get them out to them.
Wait a second. By next week, we'll already have played the golf.
No, we're on Saturday. We're going to be broadcasting live
during the show.
During the Saturday show,
okay.
We're going to have people text in.
Because by Sunday, I'm going to have the greatest Halloween I've ever had in my life. You know what I'm going to dress up like for Halloween? A winner. I'm going to dress up like a winner because I've kicked your butt in golf. I'm not Laverne. If I'm Laverne, you're Shirley.
All right. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you're greeted by name. It's over the 3-hour and 58-minute round, so that's all it's going to take me to beat you. 3 hours and 58 minutes.
Dude, just keep chirping.
For more information on how to become a member, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey to attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we will wrap it up, give us our predictions for today's game. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. So yesterday after the show, Pete, Joe Lenigan gives me a call.
Joe Lenigan.
Again and again. He said, in the beginning, he predicted the Eagles win 12 games.
Oh, he's trying to walk it back?
He's trying to walk it back.
Walk it back.
He's fed up.
Joe. Joe, you don't say.
All right, listen, let me give my prediction.
All right.
We'll save the best for last. How about that?
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
I think Sirianni's going to be stubborn. I mean, everybody says run the ball to him. The people at the Oktoberfest, Grayson, you name it, everybody's telling him what he needs to do. Just like Doug Peterson, he'll be stubborn and won't change his ways. The Eagles lose this game. The Raiders win 30-20.
30-20, says Billy. All right. So here, just to recap, Gil on Friday was talking about Ben Simmons so much he wasn't able to get it in. He has the Eagles winning 28-23. Brian Hartley has the Raiders winning 27-24. Scott Grayson has the Eagles winning 31-23. Billy has just said that he thinks the Raiders will win 30-20. And I am not far off of your score prediction, Billy. I have 31-21.
How about that?
Raiders. So we were
so McKay also says the Raiders. Josh says the Raiders.
Okay.
So
I mean, I hope I'm wrong, and
I hope Gil and Grayson are right.
Right. I'd love to be wrong, but look, I need to see more out of this team, and defensively, I think that they've struggled, at times.
Epps is going to be starting today, you said?
Oh, yeah, that just came in.
Latest,
Derek Gunn tweeted out that Marcus Epps is going to start in place of Anthony Harris today. So, some of the news is starting to slowly trickle out. The 4:00 starts, those inactives don't come until later on. And, but look, at the end of the day, it's great that there's going to be a lot of Eagle green out there. And, gosh, I really hope I'm wrong. I hope this is the time that Miles Sanders goes out and dominates, but I just don't see it.
I'm heading over to Randazzo's for lunch today.
Oh, nice.
Let's go have lunch with maybe Grimesy and Giuseppe Randazzo.
Yeah, if
you're
get
some of that lobster bisque.
If you're on the AC Expressway, get out of the way. The PT is coming.
Of course,
what did Reggie White used to say? Jesus is coming. Remember, he'd flare his nostrils and tell that offensive lineman, "Jesus is coming," and the guy would be like, "What?" And then he'd knock him on his butt.
All right, so next Saturday we'll be at the Great Bay Country Club for our Pete Thompson, Billy Schweim Locker Room Challenge. Tom Jackson will be there, golfing with us. Mark Rhymes, Radio Ron Ralston, Tommy Green, Brian Propp, Scott McKay, PT Billy Schweim, and Brad Quest is going to be joining us.
And some of our listeners, you're invited to show up too.
Come
That's
on
why he's telling you that. Some of our listeners have said the guy who says you have a face for radio, he's coming down. Right. He's locked in, lock, stock, and barrel, Who else texted in?
You have no shot. You realize that.
Joe
right?
Datillo texted in, says he's a friend of the show.
Oh, great.
He's calling it a must-win today.
It's a must-win. Joe says it's a must-win.
He says Birds 34, Raiders 24. Be putting a lot of stock in that Eagle green that's going to be all over the place out there.
See, I think Ruggs and Derek Carr, too much for the Eagles defense. They can't stop anybody.
Vegas has the Raiders favored by 2.5. So it's really a tight. And the over-under is 48.5.
I was going to say it's 48.5. Hey, I had a good day. I had a good day betting yesterday.
So your 50 would match the over, and my 52 would match the over. Nobody cares about your bets.
I know. I'm just saying.
What are you saying? I fire that right back.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about your bets.
Well, see if we can continue today.
But we care about you. Good luck, buddy. We're all counting on you. Go Eagles.
I'll see you next Saturday, Pete.
Yes. We'll talk definitely before then.
Obviously, we don't talk that much during the week.
No, I try to avoid you like the plague.
You on any other Flyers are on the road? Sixers tonight after the Eagles game?
Yeah, who's going to play in that one? There might not be a center. Who's playing center for the Sixers?
Who's going left?
Unbelievable.
All right, thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner, or though Joe Monteleone wants me to say Schweimer.
Yeah. Schweiner, that's your name, darn it. That's your nickname.
We got the Eagles-Raiders coverage begins at 3 p.m. today on 97.3 ESPN. I'll see you next week. Let's go Birds, and let's go Pete Thompson. See you next week, everybody.